Hey everybody, live on Spreecast. My guest today, happy to have her back, the lovely Theresa Gonzalez from the
Hello.
Challenge Free Agent. How we doing?
I am awesome. How is everyone? How you
It's
guys
so good to
doing?
have you back. So good to have you back on. You were definitely one of my favorite new guests to have on last season, so it's definitely great to have you back on this season.
Well, thank you for having me, sir.
No problem. So, first question. I mean, the challenge, the individual challenge. We've seen past few challenges. You've had bad luck of partners with love Jasmine, but she's not the best athletic
Yes.
partner. But
Yeah.
I bet an individual challenge was something that you were very happy to find out, right?
I mean, every time you come to a challenge, whoever your partner is or whatever your circumstance may be, you always leave with a lesson learned. So I don't feel like any challenge has ever really been pointless or like, yeah, sometimes you're dealt a bad card, but that's how life is. You're not always going to have the upper hand compared to someone else, and you kind of have to roll with it and do your best with what you can. And I really like this challenge. So the fact that I was on my own, I had no one to point the finger at besides myself. Um, you know, you do what you can, and all you have is yourself, and that's it. You go there alone and you leave alone.
hmm Um, I'm gonna get right to this one. Last week we saw this crazy elimination round. Um, I mean, you've been a part of one back in Cutthroat with the whole heavy hitters thing when CT and Tina came back. Was that one a more crazier one than this one that we saw last Thursday night?
Um, well, that one with like, the whole Tina and whatnot, that I don't feel was really necessarily a fair deal anyways. Tina knew Tori before this. So I don't think Tina was all about me winning versus all about Tori winning per se. But that last elimination, all I was really focused on was winning. I didn't really care about anything else. This is the first challenge that I feel like personally I am physically, emotionally, and mentally ready for competition. So I just wanted to do my best.
hmm So, what do you think about Jordan flipping all the cards in that last elimination round?
I thought, I mean, I will have to say Jordan definitely has some big cojones, and I was really surprised that he actually did it. Um, you know, Jordan in the house, no matter what, naturally is at a disadvantage, unfortunately. And for
hmm
him to muster up enough strength to go at it anyways, like I'm a competitor, and the fact that he went for it full force, I commend him for it. And, I don't think I think he did the right thing for him. A lot of things that Johnny or people may have said in the past may have hurt his feelings, and I feel like he had a lot of pent up anger and aggression, and he wanted to do what he could do. And unfortunately, if he would have won, it would have been cool for him. If he lost, it would have, just been his
hmm
trip home.
Did you guys
I feel
uh,
like at the end of
did you
the
guys settle your unresolved issues from Rivals too?
Jordan and well, Jordan's like one of those guys that no matter what, I'll be cool with him. Like I don't hate him. I mean, we had our little tiff on Rivals too. I think he sometimes says things that are quite disrespectful to some people that are, higher up in production, and he kind of, opens his mouth sometimes. Um,
Not
so
Jordan.
I think Yeah, I think hopefully that was a lesson learned. We all make mistakes. I'm the first one in that house to always mess up. So I can't really say anything about that besides, you know, hopefully he learned from it. That's all you can really do at this point.
hmm Um, Another thing that somebody wanted to know, get to closest question. What was your relationship like with Leroy on this one?
Leroy and I, we cleared the air before we even got to Uruguay. He's my friend. He'll always be my friend. I hope nothing but the best for him in life. And it's kind of hard to avoid him. He's the funniest guy in the house. He has a great personality, and inevitably, we're on a challenge together, it's hard not to like keep talking and like be around each other. But um I want what's best for him in his life, and I hope he wishes the same on me. We're
He's
cool.
a good dude.
I don't have any hard feelings. Yeah,
How do you feel
vice
about
versa
being
too.
paired? How would you feel if you were paired with him on X's too?
Um, I don't know. That's a hard one because everyone loves to have Leroy around, so politically that's probably kind of cool. But he can't swim, which is
Hmm.
kind of not fun. And he doesn't really like look out for other people in the game, so that would be kind of hard because I don't really know how that would work out. Like if he had to hold my arm over a mountain or something, he probably would be totally okay with dropping me. So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't really know. I don't know how I would feel about that. I'd do
Yeah,
the best I could
I'm
to
wait,
help
I'm
him.
waiting. I'm waiting for him to pull through. It seems like he's had a. It seems like he's been having a rough time on this challenge, which I thought going in he'd be one of the. I don't know, definitely one of the favorites. We'll have to wait and see how.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, because I'm an idiot, I kind of set up a lot of people for, you know, um, I kind of unfortunately, set them up for the worst to happen to them. I mean, he's now battling against Laurel. That is because I made him vote for her. So if he wouldn't have voted for her, she probably would give two craps about him. Although at one point her and I did agree in a deliberation about possibly throwing him in. But he's gonna have to handle himself. He's a big boy.
Yeah, individual
He
game.
plays his game. I play my game. Everybody plays their game. So
Hmm. Before we get into Laurel, Devin, I know you want to talk about Camille as well. I want to go all the way back to the partner challenge. When Swift picked you, and you find out he didn't drive stick. What did you tell him? Were you pissed?
I mean, I was mad, but at the same point, him and I were going first in that challenge. Whenever you go first, no matter what, you're not going to take first place. Everyone learns from your mistake. So, inevitably, like him and I could have done the best or could have done the worst for both of us at that time, but since we did go first overall in the challenge, the fact is that people were going to learn from our mistakes no matter what and be able to improve on them. So, and he's a rookie. He did his best. I'm not going to yell at him. I'm not going to fight with him. We do what we can do. You have fun with it and you keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah, he
Swift
did.
is definitely one of those new characters though that added some flair to the house. He definitely like a lot of people got annoyed with him or like
I
he had
bet.
some really weird habits that just got everyone like talking and kind of being like what the heck is up with this kid. So it gave us new entertainment, that's for sure. He
Yeah,
definitely was entertaining.
yeah. I'm big fans of all three of the St. Thomas boys, Swift, Rob, and Trey. Definitely cool to see him as well as a toy on this one. But
Yeah.
let's talk about your best friend Laurel Stuckey. Um,
Oh, oh,
she
Laurel.
Dolly wants to know. Did your feud with Laurel start fresh me too? From what I remember, before you answer that, as far as the challenges goes, I don't think you guys have ever been on the same side. Am I right?
Not really. Um,
Mhm.
Camilla. Laurel is actually like the first person I ever met. Like she was the very first person I met on Fresh Meat and the first person I got along with. And sometimes, you know, you think someone's your friend and then, when shit hits the fan, you really see their true colors. And Laurel and I just we have been like vinegar and water since the day we met, like or vinegar and oil, whatever. But we just don't get along. We don't. We just don't. I try to be cordial with her. I try to be polite to her, but we're just very different people. And
Yeah,
I mean, we were like friends every now and then at some point, and we did have good times. And even though we don't get along, you know, it's not that I don't like her. It's just that we just don't click. You know,
yeah,
I know that's bizarre. Like I think
Hmm.
she has good qualities, but as far as like the qualities I look for in a friend and the qualities she looks for in a friend, we both don't share those common interests.
Hmm. Yeah, she seems like as far she seems like as far as getting female friends on the show, it seems like it's tough for her because she seems like she seems like a hard one to get along with.
Um, See, I don't know. I have a biased opinion because I don't get along with her. So, she does have friends on this challenge, People do get along with her, you know, not a people don't like me, and I wouldn't ever say that I'm, a mean person or someone that's not likable. Um, but I think at this point for her, she's taken second place now 3 times. Like, she's got some pressure on herself, and I know she is like over taking second. And I think that's what she has here on this challenge. She knows that she is the best in the house, the best female. Um, she's had the longest break from these things. Sometimes a break from all of this kind of drama and this kind of stress kind of also, gets you rejuvenated and ready. So, we're all battling against a really strong Laurel right now.
Yeah,
She's mentally,
I bet you
physically,
guys.
and emotionally 100% focused.
I bet from a competitor standpoint, you're probably glad that Emily wasn't there, right?
I mean, Emily is super strong. Don't get me wrong. She's the strongest female in the game by far. Muscular, like she could squat me all day. But, each of us all have like something that we're really good at and something we're pretty bad at. I mean, I feel like we're all like X-Men. Like Cara Maria is crazy when it comes to pull-ups, but the girl can't swim for the life of her. Like
Very true.
Emily, like I know she's like strong as heck, but is she as agile or as, I would say, what is it? Coordinated as someone like Laurel. There's different pluses and minuses to all of us. It just really depends on where you are, which elimination you're in, and what the game is.
Hmm. Let's talk
I
about
mean, it would
another.
it
Right.
I was just gonna say it would be cool to like see someone like Emily there with someone like a Laurel going one on one. I think that would be rock star and a really fun elimination to watch. I
I think
hope
we'll
I
see
would
it.
be there with some popcorn.
Yeah, I
Right?
think we'll
That would
see
be a
it.
cool one, right?
Uh, let's
Yeah,
talk
who's
about
going?
another. Let's talk about another girl that you've had issues with. Somebody who I'm a big fan of her one-liners.
Mhm.
Devin. What what happened after? I mean, you guys got into that little argument after your miss vote. I guess I can call it that. um,
Yeah, no, you can call it my fuck
what?
up because that's what it was,
Yeah, yeah.
essentially. Um,
Hey, at
well,
least you admitted it though, because I mean, a lot of people won't.
I mean,
I think a lot of people on the show will probably be afraid to admit the
I think
mistakes.
I suffer personally from post-traumatic voting disorder since Rivals too.
Yeah.
Voting has never ever been a strong suit for me. I hate it. I was walking into that elimination or that deliberation and that voting process 100% Laurel, and I was going to give the boys bananas because that's what they wanted, and essentially like I am all 14 bananas, but the people that were in that draw, there was only a 1 in 4 chance that someone could actually take bananas out, and I was ready to gamble that. You know, there was
Hmm.
CT and Kahada and a couple of other guys. Case in point, when we were all getting ready to sit down and deliberate, um, I don't know who told bananas what the plan was, but Bananas started like yelling at me across the room and was like, Teresa, don't you dare! Teresa, don't you dare! So I like immediately started shaking and freaking out. So no, I was not scared of Laurel. No, I was not scared of Devin. Honestly, Bananas is the one that got me pissed off and like freaking out and got me to change my vote. There was really no rhyme or reason to it besides Bananas yelling at me, and I guess you could say I'm a very impressionable person, which sucks sometimes. And that's why I changed my vote. I really,
Yeah.
and even when Devin like approached me to be like, why'd you do it? I had no reason. And I mean, I thought most of the people were there. I mean, everybody heard Bananas like hackling me and telling me to change my vote, like don't I dare. And I know Bananas had a thing. I know he talked to Laurel. At some point he had talked to Laurel because Bananas is one of the strongest guys in the game. He's not an idiot, and Laurel's one of the strongest girls there. She's not an idiot. I know they communicated at some point. As soon as Bananas told me like don't do it, I didn't do it. And that's what I did. I didn't mean to hurt Devin. I didn't mean to hurt Zach. I didn't mean to hurt Leroy. I didn't mean to piss Laurel off. I just did. I mean, essentially, it wasn't the worst move for us girls to try to get Laurel in that elimination. Um, but at the time, there was a reason why I messed up my vote, and I call it fate. I think I was supposed to go into an elimination, and I was supposed to come out for the first time,
Hmm.
and that's what I think happened. You know,
Now, going.
if I didn't, oh, go ahead.
Hmm. Now going back, like say if the shoe was on the other foot, say you won, and Laurel came up to you and gave you that list, would you put and be like, oh, you're that number on my hit list? Would you have done the same thing Devin did?
Um, See, Devin has to play a very different game than me too. Devin
Yeah.
doesn't even own a pair of running shoes. She would be, I mean, Devin 100% has to rely on politics. Like that's how her game has to be played. I myself, that's my last card I would play. I don't get along with what I would say 90% of the girls in the house. You know, like I kind of stay to myself. Devin had to do what Devin had to do that time. I'm not mad at her for voting me in. I mean, it's a game overall. I mean, I know she hates me now because of it, but at the time, she had to do what she had to do. It's a game. Like you're supposed to try to win. And I know that my ranking compared to Devin's ranking on Laurel's list are very different. Laurel and I don't like each other. Athletically, she knows that I'm capable of running long distance. And when you have someone like Devin who doesn't own a pair of running shoes, doesn't work out, like, of course she needs to play a smart game. I don't think she made a dumb move, you know, and now I just have to deal with it. I made the mistake. I could have not listened to Bananas and just did what I was supposed to do, but for some odd reason I fucked it up and now I have to deal with the consequence of it.
Hmm. So now let's move on to somebody that I know you want to talk about, because you told me yesterday, Camilla. Close wants to
Yeah.
know, what did you think of Camilla saying you didn't beat her, but she gave up and gave you the win?
All right.
Here we go.
I've gone through so much crap these last 4 years between everything that um I deserve to win at some point. So mad. Sorry, I'm just trying to read some of the questions too. Um,
Hmm.
I know Camilla's a strong competitor. She did not go to this game. You know, I don't know after a parent's death how anyone could even come back to the challenge. I would be devastated for years, probably months. So I do commend her for doing that. Now, as far as beating her at that moment, I was probably mentally, physically, and emotionally stronger than her at that point. She wasn't in her best. She can't expect to be in her best. She didn't go to that house in her best. You know, at that moment, I was stronger. It was going to be a long road for her. That was going to be her first elimination, and the possibility of her going in again and picking a card. I feel like it wasn't necessarily me. I don't feel it was necessarily her, but I feel like that was her fate. Like God wanted her to get home. And that is why she picked the kill card. Because if that kill card wasn't there, politically, Camilla would have probably been there to the very end.
Yeah,
Now, did I win? Yes. Do I deserve a win? Yes. Did I
absolutely. Congratulations.
physically was I physically stronger than her at that very moment? Yes. Now, is Camilla not coming back stronger next time? 100%, I guarantee you, Camilla Nader is going to be like steam out of her ears, ready to like kill someone there. And you know, I don't think she should necessarily should be mad at me for anything that happened. It obviously wasn't very easy for me to like see her go. I don't. I know she hates me, but I'm not a heartless person, and I don't. I don't feel like, if she wasn't there 100%, she wasn't there 100%. Like, that's it. There was a winner that day and there was a loser that day. And that's just
Mhm.
how it is.
I
But I
bet
don't
you're
think
definitely
that any,
happy to get revenge on her from her taking you and Jasmine out on Rivals too. I bet that felt pretty good.
well, I mean, if you want to call that taking out,
Hmm.
I mean, Rivals too, like, I was okay with going home 10.10 seconds after TJ told me Jasmine was my partner. Like, I was ready. My bags were packed, ready to go whenever somebody wanted me to go in. I mean, if if the cards were in my hands, I mean, the third episode, I would have probably been on my flight home. But
Yeah,
miracles happen, and some reason TJ decided to cancel the elimination. But you know, we all come to challenges with different trials, and we all bring our problems with us. Jasmine on Rivals 2 did the best she can. Camilla on this challenge did the best she could at that very time. And I think 100% it was a priority for her to get home to her family and to rest up. I mean, these things are tiring.
I
People
bet.
don't understand the stress and the everything that comes along with it. I mean, it takes a real good month at least to get back to normal after you go to these
Hmm.
things. And for her and Cara Maria to be doing these things continuously back to back for the last 5 years, I mean, they deserve a gold
So
medal because
Brian
it's
wants
really
to.
annoying.
Brian wants to know. We saw you on the first episode in the basketball. Did you ever get your rematch with CT?
Did I ever get my what?
Did you ever get your rematch with CT?
Oh my gosh. No, first of all, CT is really really good at basketball. Like let's get that straight. CT, I mean, he can windmill dunk on my ass any day. Um I'm not going to deny it though that I am by far the best female basketball player in that house. But no, we never got a revenge. Actually, we became like shooting buddies. Like he would pass to me, I'd pass to him all day, and that was kind of our thing. Like that basketball court saved my life. It gave me something to do there. So, very grateful for that.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome, and I wish they would show more of you guys playing hoops. Maybe they'll show it on the shit they should have shown, possibly.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like that that basketball court was seriously like my saving grace there. I would
Hmm.
have gone completely insane without it.
Hmm. You guys played your own game of free agents in basketball.
Yeah, it was fun. It was cute. I like that everybody got involved and like, you know, that was the fun part about this challenge. Like everybody was getting involved with like the stupid things that we were trying to like do. We had free time and instead of people being like, "Oh, that's stupid," like everybody was like, "Yeah, all for it." So, you can either be wallpaper in these houses or you can like make stuff happen. And I feel like this was the first challenge that people were like, "Yeah, let's like do stuff and let's entertain each other and let's have a good time. Let's make the most of it."
Hmm. So let me bring up this question from Close real quick. Without giving anything away, Close wants to know if you were to pick an elimination round out of the four that we've seen, do we see any more? You know?
Um, I can't say. Don't remember. It's kind of fuzzy.
Okay. So out of the four that we've seen, if you were to go back in the elimination round, which one would you want?
Balls, the ball one.
Yeah.
Balls out. Juke 'em. That
Hmm.
kind of stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
I
that.
know a lot of people.
I'm a little
A
bit.
lot of people would love to
Yeah.
see. I would love to see a Zach versus CT in that one.
Yeah, that would be neat. That would be
That'd be
very neat.
that'd be a headbanger.
Yeah.
Speaking of Zach,
You
actually,
never know.
he looked a little bit upset after he voted you in. Where did you guys talk at all after that happened?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he felt bad, you know. It wasn't like an easy vote for him. Like TJ asked him and Devin to agree like probably about 10 times because one person was voting one way and the other person was voting the other way. I think Zach felt really bad because we were actually friends and like before we even went to the challenge, we like told each other like we have each other's back and we wouldn't say each other's name kind of thing. And he did. So it just kind of sucked because it kind of put us both in a really crummy predicament. Like I was supposed to trust him, but now do I trust him or do I not trust him? I still like you as a friend. Like, Devin, you're still my homegirl, but wait, you just voted for me. So now are we not homegirls or are we homegirls? Like,
Mm.
it kind of just like made everything like really confusing and it sucked. Like, I wasn't sure. Like, I loved being around both of them, and they were my two favorite people in that house. So it was kind of hard because I wasn't sure, like, all right, well, are you guys gonna like make me keep paying for this? Or am I like okay now? Or, it was just it made for politics really hard. And then it just got to the point where like at that point in the game, the only person I really had any trust in was 100% was like Anissa and Bananas. Like I didn't really know who else, because another thing is like these people say they have your back, and then the next thing you know, like Zach will be laying in his bed and like 10 different people will come into our room to talk politics with him, and I'm like sitting on my bed like, wait a second, like are you blowing smoke up her ass or are you telling her the truth? Like it just got to the point where everybody was shaking hands with everybody that I just didn't even care anymore, that I was just like, well, if I win, I win. And if I get into an elimination, I have to win. And all I can really do, my only option is to win. So that's the game I started playing. Like it really came down to the only thing that I felt safe and the only thing that I had any trust in or faith in was my athletic ability and my hopes to win.
Hmm.
I
So,
didn't really have any other game.
so to wrap this up, I know you said this was your favorite one that you've done so far.
Yeah, for
Hmm.
sure. Um,
What made
I
it?
would
What
have to
made it
say
stick out over the others?
just I feel like this was the first time like a lot of like us fresh meat girls, the Caras, the Laurels, Camillas, the Nannies, we all got to like, be a little bit more into the game. Usually we all kind of take the back burner seats. You have a seniority thing. You have the Paulas, the DMs, the people who have had these relationships with people for quite some time. And it was kind of almost nice because it felt like a fresh start. All of us fresh meat girls were there the longest, and you know, this game was kind of formatted that you wanted to be with the strongest people there. So even if you hated someone like Laurel, like I would prefer to be on someone like Laurel's team or someone like Cara Maria's team, although they're on the opposite alliance. I would rather be on their team than somebody like Jasmine, or you know what I mean? So like
Hmm.
it made for all of us, as soon as politicking kept going, like it made us all think about like, well, maybe we should start keeping the stronger people in the house because you might get stuck with them as a partner. So I felt like as soon as the game, like we started thinking about things, like all of us, as the game continues, we start thinking, you want to keep the stronger players there so that your team, if you get stuck with someone as a partner or as a teammate, you
Hmm.
don't want them to suck. Whether or not they're on your side or not, you would prefer to be on someone's team who is good and win than to be stuck with someone who isn't so good, you know,
Hmm.
that kind of thing.
So, last
So
question
I
I
think
got
free
for you
agents is
is,
almost like a game that sets up a good end,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. So, last question I got for you is, you gonna keep doing these?
What's that?
Are you gonna keep coming back for these challenges? I mean, we love seeing you on them.
Um, I mean, I enjoy them. I'm getting old. I am getting old, so um it's
Aren't
getting
we
to the
all?
point where, I don't think I have too much left in me for that. Um but we'll see, one day at a time. I don't know if I would say yes, I don't know if I would say no. I mean, I do enjoy them. Um but, who knows what the future holds. I really have no idea. If something, options are always the best, so
Hmm.
who
Well,
knows.
we love seeing you on them, and I'm definitely glad to get you back on during
Yeah. Thanks for
this
watching.
season. I love watching you on the show. You guys can follow us
Thanks.
at CCA Kirk at Theresa MTV. definitely glad to have you on, and definitely have more than uh, are more. You're more than welcome to come back on later in the season.
Thank you so much for having me, Andrew. You're great. And
I
thank you,
love
everyone, for
love talking to
watching.
you. Love talking to
For
you. Have a
sure,
good one,
honey.
Teresa. Thanks everybody for coming
Okay.
on. All right, have a good
Bye.
one. Bye.
You too. Bye.